It's that time for Christmas cheer, and Pikachu and friends are ready to celebrate the holidays with you. Show off your Christmas spirit with a limited edition Pokemon Holiday Spirit t-shirts and hoodies. Get them now before January 2nd. I got an anime channel called Mystic Sage, where I do anime top 10s, speculations, and more. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch to keep up to date with me, the channel, and even for some entertainment. Links will be in the description below. Thanks guys, enjoy the video. Regional variants are one of the coolest mechanics for a Pokemon game. Imagine one of your favorite Pokemon getting a cool form change. That's what happened to me when Vulpix got an Alolan form into a nice type. I was shocked. Alola did it, and then Galar did it right back once again with the Galarian forms. One of my favorite Galarian forms this gen is Galarian Corsola. It's based off of dead coral. That's practically ingenious. Not to mention it's also ghost type. The Galarian forms are super neat. Some are definitely stronger than others. That's why today, I wanted to take the Galarian forms and count down the 10 strongest. These mons are super fun, and I think you guys are going to see the reasoning as to why some of these are as broken as they are. With that being said though, let's count down these top 10 strongest Galarian forms. So to start this list off, we have the most sparkly fairy friend of friendship and love. Wait, this is My Little Pony. But it might as well be with Galarian Rapidash. This psychic slash fairy horse with a boot that kicks. This rather interesting unicorn has a few tricks up its sleeve. With an attack stat of 100, special attack stat of 80, and a speed stat of 105, it's painfully average, but enough to do some kind of damage. The special variant can further increase with Calm Mind, and moves like Dazzling Gleam and Psychic for stab, as well as Mystical Fire for those steel types. Safe to say, its special moveset is very lacking, but its physical moveset makes up for it with moves like Play Rough, Zen Headbutt, or Psycho Cut for stab, Mega Horn, High Horsepower, Wild Charge, and even Smart Strike for coverage. Galarian Rapidash can even set up with Sword Stance and can even Baton Pass. It's a bit of a one-trick pony, but it can certainly do some damage. Watch out, you almost stepped on a bear trap. Or no, that's this Galarian Stunfist. This drippy fish came back as a bear trap in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I for one am quite happy about. I just can't help but appreciate this thing and its drippiness. But enough about that. What makes Stunfist make it to the strongest Galarian forms list? Well, for starters, it has a very unique ability in Mimicry, which makes Stunfist change its typing from the new ground slash steel type that it normally has to reflect whatever terrain has been set up. So in electric terrain, it's a pure electric, etc. As for what Galarian Stunfist is capable of, we can look at some of the moves it can use, like Sucker Punch to catch some of the physically frail Pokemon off guard, Earthquake for stab, Stealth Rocks are a nice addition, Stone Edge, Crunch, and Foul Play for coverage. Galarian Stunfist really shines as a bit of a tank with an HP stat of 109, 99 defense, and 84 speed def. If you watched the top 10 worst Pokemon video, I'm not that happy to put this here, but Perkusur has some redeeming qualities which make it worthy of this spot on this list. Its ability Steely Spirit, which gives the Pokemon double stab boost on steel type moves. Now what moves can this Viking cat even learn? Well, it has Iron Head upon evolution to work with its Steely Spirit ability. Perkusur can also learn Fake Out, which makes the opponent flinch if used when Perkusur enters the battle. U-turn to keep up momentum or avoid a bad matchup. Gyro Ball to work with its rather slow base 50 speed. Play Rough for a bit of coverage against fighting types. Gunk Shot, Seed Bomb, Close Combat to only mention a few. Perkusur gets access to another ability called Tough Claws, which increases the power of physical contact moves by 30% on top of its 110 attack, which makes this ferocious feline Viking a decent threat. Up next, we have another evolution from a Galarian form, and this time we're talking about Corsola, the evolved form of Corsola. This undead coral packs quite the punch with its monster's 145 special attack. Put this Pokemon under Trick Room and watch it destroy a good chunk of your opponent's team with moves like Shadow Ball, Power Gem, Giga Drain, Hydro Pump, Blizzard or Ice Beam, and much more. Corsola is a very versatile Trick Room sweeper for all of your needs in terms of coverage. It also packs a very strong special defense stat at a whopping 130, although you have to be careful with its 60 base HP and 50 defense. Other than that, this Pokemon is very well rounded, and paired up with Hatterene for those Trick Room teams, and you'll find yourself a decent threat in your hands. so close to the middle, but just not strong enough for the top 5, is Galarian Mr. Mime. And the reason why it's Mr. Mime over Mr. Rhyme is quite simple. That 100 speed that Mr. Mime packs is a lot more important than the small difference in special attack and attack between Mr. Mime and Rhyme. Now this Ice and Psychic type is only shared by Jinx and Smoochum. Guess there really is something there, huh? Anyway, slap on a Choice Scarf or an Eviolite at Mr. Mime, and he can go to town on his opponents. Ice is such a good offensive typing, and Mr. Mime being able to hit the water types of Freeze Dry, which we find very important in Galar between Dracovish, Gyarados, Pelipper, Quagsire, Gastrodon, and Seismitoad for 4 times super effective damage. On top of Freeze Dry, we can give Galarian Mr. Mime Psychic or Psyshock, depending on preference. Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, Energy Ball, and even more of those for coverage. Mr. Mime has a versatile move pool to play around with, so use what you think fits best. From seemingly out of nowhere, Zigzagoon became a Galarian form, and the mascot for Team Yell, but we're focusing the spotlight on Gene Simmons, straight outta Kiss. Sorry, no, I meant Obstagoon. You can see the similarities. Obstagoon, the normal/dark Pokemon, evolved from Galarian Linoon at level 35 during nighttime. Obstagoon's signature move Obstruct works almost exactly like King Shield, but with a little twist. Instead of harshly lowering the attack, Obstruct makes it so the defense drops by 2 stages instead, which leaves an opening for Obstagoon to smack the opponent around with moves like Stab Knockoff, Close Combat, Stab Double Edge, Gunk Shot, the Elemental Punches, and much more. Obstagoon can also find its way as a support-like Pokemon with moves like Parting Shot, Obstruct of course, and Taunt. And of course, if you chose the Dynamax's Pokemon, it has access to the ever so strong Max Knuckle for the attack increase. While you were out drinking, I was busy studying the blade to become the mightiest warrior in the Galar region. Sirfetch'd had many fans excited, being some love for a very forgotten Pokemon in Farfetch'd, and it didn't disappoint. After its long journey studying the blade, it replaced the normal flying typing for its new fighting type. And with that comes a few perks. For starters, it only has 3 weaknesses in Fairy, Psychic, and Flying. And it gets access to the ability Scrappy, which means its stab fighting moves can hit ghost types. As for the moves this Pokemon can use, Sirfetch'd can use Knockoff, Leaf Blade, Defog, Brave Bird, Close Combat, and after all those years of training in the mountains, it mastered the ability to wildly attack with its stick Leak. Unfortunately, the force of this move is so powerful, it makes Sirfetch'd stagger. I'm talking about its signature move, Meteor Assault. By Dynamaxing Sirfetch'd, you get access to Max Airstream for a speed increase, and Max Knuckle for an attack increase. If you wish to power up Leaf Blade, you do have access to Max Overgrowth to set up Grassy Terrain as well. And with an attack stat of 135, you probably want to focus on Max Airstream first to make up for the rather low base 65 speed. Stacks on stacks on stacks, look at the top of this man's hat. Galarian Weezing was a Pokemon that quickly got the attention from the Pokemon community when it realized its ability neutralizing gas made fans speculate what crazy combos you could do in doubles next to Pokemon like Slaking and Regigigas. Unfortunately, they were unable to cross the border into Galar, but nonetheless, Galarian Weezing is still a phenomenal Galarian form. Evolved from Cantonia and Coughing, it still maintains access to moves like Toxic Spikes, Will-O-Wisp, and Pain Split, which can quickly make this Pokemon very annoying. As a Poison Fairy type with access to Levitate, it only has 2 weaknesses in Steel and Psychic. Galarian Weezing gets a new signature move called Strange Steam, which is a 90 base power special fairy type, which also has the chance to confuse the opponent. It also has access to Defog to avoid or remove all those annoying hazards. Seeing as most competitive Sticky Web users managed to make it into Sword and Shield, as it is still a poison type, it means it can't miss Toxic and can use Stab, Sludge Wave, or Bomb depending on what you prefer. Poison chances or extra damage, your call. Galarian Corsola is probably the tankiest Pokemon to come out of Generation 8, and you might be asking yourself, how come it's Corsola? It evolves into Corsola, which was quite a few entries earlier, but that is exactly why Corsola is so great defensively. It has now access to the infamous Eviolite, which boosted defensive stats by 50%, which makes this mono ghost type the best chance to fight off the offensive threat at this generation. On top of that, this Pokemon also has access to Stealth Rocks, while being a spin blocker due to its typing. And if you think you'll be able to take this undead rock down, you'll be sorry when it hits you with Strength Sap, which heals itself and lowers the opponent's attack by 1 stage. Galarian Corsola is also able to consistently dish out damage with the move Nightshade, which does damage equal to the user's level, which in most cases is either 50 or 100, and then can further increase its durability with Will-O-Wisp to burn the opponent. Returning from the top 10 best Pokemon in Galar is the Ice-type Galarian Ten. You guys probably already saw this coming, but not to repeat myself too much, Galarian Ten is what Kieran Black wanted to be. A fast and strong physical Ice-type with access to Icicle Crash. On top of that, we can talk about the Fire-type, Ice-type Zen mode, which makes this already strong monster even stronger and adds stab to Flare Blitz. Or you can go the Gorilla Tactics route, which gives Ten the option to either hold 2 Choice Bands or a Choice Band and Choice Scarf. This enormous threat further gets access to moves like Superpower, which under Dynamax can become Max Knuckle to raise its attack even further, as well as getting U-Turn to quickly avoid a bad matchup. Zen Headbutt for some troublesome fighting types, and Iron Head to deal with other Tens just to scratch the surface. Galarian Ten is by far the scariest and strongest Galarian form to come out of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, those are the top 10 strongest Galarian forms in Pokemon Sword and Shield. These mons were a little more broken than I thought some of them would be, but after some research, I was proved wrong. What do you think though? Do you agree with this list? And if you don't, cool. Let me know down below what Galarian forms you think are the most busted. Also leave your favorite ones down below as well. I wanted to also give a little announcement in this video. The best teams for Sword and Shield are going to be coming out Saturday and Sunday. Then later on in the month, I'm going to be putting the alternate starters from Pokemon Sun and Moon off and Calisaur's team off to do the Galar ones first. I figured with all the hype revolving around Sword and Shield, it would be a disservice to not include those this month. So the worst team for Sword and Shield and the alternate starters will be this month in December. This weekend is also the Pokethon Marathon, which is a charity Pokemon stream event I will be in. I will leave the Pokethon Twitter in the description below to keep you guys updated with that. I'm going to be on some segments and it's going to be a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream a lot of Pokemon content and all kinds of other Nintendo content like Zelda, Fire Emblem, and much more. Also, I've been reviewing every episode of My Hero Academia Season 4 over on Mystic Sage, so head over there if you're into that too. I would love that a lot. Want to support me further and gain cool perks? Check out my Patreon. Daniel Leone, Lady Crimson, Memory Martin, The Lazy Leo, Matthew Young, Awesome Lego, Jarrett Weiss Austin, Sudden Grider, and Enigma97 did, and I want to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mr. Gumbrand, and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.